Hey guys, back with another daily update video today. It was an interesting day in the market because the market was green pretty much all day long. But as you can see, within the past hour of the market closing, kind of all took a nosedive. Some things actually ended up in the red, not by much, but a little bit lower than what they opened at. So let's see if I made any plays today. So take a look at the AMD stock. So as you can see, it was just kind of rising all day. This is kind of what the overall market looked like. It was just in the green, hovering around a good percent gain. And then within the last hour or so, it just started dipping. And I see this as an opportunity to buy because, as I've said in my other videos, before I was initially buying or getting into my positions in the beginning of the day, meaning I was selling my options pretty much right when the market opened because that's when the market was more volatile, so I could get higher premiums than if I waited for the middle of the day. But as I've stated in my previous videos, I've noticed that towards the end of the day, especially within the last hour or last half hour, the market makes a lot of big moves, whether there's a lot of selling going on or a lot of buying going on. So I've been making my plays mostly towards the end of the day because for days like today, if I had bought or if I had started my options or sold to open my options this morning, I would have not have gotten as good a premium, or I would have been stuck with higher strike prices than if I waited. So actually, I waited and opened up some positions in the last actually 15 minutes of the market today. And one of the positions I opened up was an AMD cash secured put. So I sold puts on AMD at the $52 strike price. So I tried to get at the $51 strike price, but the premiums just weren't that great to me. The return on risk was about 0.3%. And like I said in my previous videos, I like to stay around the 0.4% level personally. So I got in at $52 per share and actually collected $22 in premium for each of those contracts. So $22 in premium for essentially $5,200 that's tied up as capital per contract. That gives me a return on risk of just a little over 0.4%, 0.42%. So I'm happy with that. And as I said, so AMD closed the day around 55.58. And if you take a look at that graph, AMD was trading in the high 56, almost $1 more all day long. And so I was following the options chain all day long. And like I just said, if I had sold the option earlier in the morning, I probably would have been stuck with a $54 or $55 strike price. Actually, probably not 55, maybe 53 or 54 for the same premium. So by waiting towards the end of the day, I was able to collect a similar amount of premium at a lower strike price. So if I do get assigned these shares, I'll own AMD at $52 a share rather than $53 or $54. So I only have 3 days for AMD to move against me, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because these are weekly options. And, I have an 87% chance of profitability, but the market's just been so volatile this week. So if I do get assigned these 100 shares, or actually 200 shares, right, because I sold 2 of these contracts, it's not the end of the world. AMD has been good to me so far. And as I've shown you in my prior videos, I tend to make more money on the call side than on the put side. So I'm okay getting assigned cash secured puts because you know what? I feel like I'm always getting into the stock at a good price. Now, one thing you could ask me is, well, if you're making more money on the call side, why don't you just sell cash secured puts at the money, meaning pretty much at where the stock is trading, and then get assigned the shares and sell covered calls? Well, the reason I don't want to do that, and I think the reason why I'm making more money on the call side, is because I'm getting assigned at essentially a sale price, meaning I'm getting assigned shares at a low valuation of the stock currently. So that's why when the stock goes back up, I'm able to collect premium and or stock appreciation. If I were to sell cash secured put at 55, I would most likely get assigned, but what if AMD trades at 53 or 54 or hovers around the low 50s for the next few days or next week? Well, I'm stuck at $55. So I think why my strategy has been working so well is because I'm essentially getting assigned all of these shares on sale. It's almost like I have a coupon for $52 when the stock is actually trading at $55. That's the way I like to think about it. So I'm not scared of getting assigned the shares, also because I pick what I think are good stocks. I don't want to trade stocks that are very risky, or I don't really know what their company does or how they make their money. That's, in my opinion, how traders lose money. So actually what I've done is I've created a watch list of about 10 or 15 stocks that I like, and then I look for options tradings in only those stocks. I know other people will use stock screeners to look at all the stocks on the market and then pick whichever ones give them the best premium or give them the best risk to return ratio. I don't like that. I pick my stocks that I like first. And if you have even 10 stocks that you like, that's more than enough to get options on. So that also makes things simpler for me, because instead of looking at every stock in the market, I just always look at my watch list and see what I like from that watch list every week. So that just makes it simple. And I also don't have to spend a lot of time sifting through millions of stocks. So that's one play I put on today, was selling 2 cash secured puts on AMD at $52. And I actually also opened a position on IWM again. So IWM kind of was the same thing, where it was kind of flat all day long, hovered around the 132 levels. But then in the last hour, you can see 315, it took a big nosedive. And my mouth just started watering when it did this, because I wanted this to happen. So I actually closed the day at 130. So it dropped $2 in 45 minutes. So when I saw that was happening, my pointer finger got itchy, because I was ready to sell a cash secured put. So, when the stock was trading at 132, to get a good risk to reward ratio, return on risk, I was looking at the $125, $126 strike values. I was actually able to get in at 123 because of that dip in that last hour of the day. So I actually sold a cash secured put on IWM at the $123 strike price for $60 in premium. So again, that was a roughly 0.4% return on my risk. So let's see, $60 divided by $123 times 100, since it's 100 shares, times 100 to make it a percentage. So again, that's a 0.49% return on my risk. So again, this also has an 85% chance of being out of the money. So if I can avoid it, I would like to not get assigned shares and just collect some easy premium this week. But again, I was assigned shares last week at 127 and ended up making a lot of money yesterday off that. So if I get assigned at 123, $4 less, that's even better. So again, I have 3 days for this stock to close above 123. So I get to keep my $60 in premium and then just open up trades for next week. Now, if you're wondering, I know in my last video I mentioned that because I sold my shares, I have to wait for my cash to settle. So thankfully, my cash was settled the first thing this morning. So I had all of my money available again to make trades on. So just to recap, I have 3 trades on right now. I have my AMD shares, or AMD trades that I just mentioned. I have my IWM position, and I'm still holding my space position, which is an $8.50 cash secured put, and I have 3 of those contracts on that I sold for $4 each. So if all goes well this week, I made $445 yesterday from trading or from selling my 100 shares of IWM, and I have 22 plus 22 plus 60 plus $12 in premium in terms of my other trades. So I have the potential to make $561 in premium total for this week. And out of roughly $25,000 of investment, that would be a 2.2% return on my investment for this week. Again, that would be fantastic. So let me know if you have any questions or any comments. Just to take a quick look at the graphs here. So this is IWM again, and I remember mentioning in my last video that IWM closed above this Fibonacci level of 130. So I needed confirmation to see if IWM was going to close above this level. And we really don't have it because IWM closed pretty much exactly at this level. So we don't know. We'll have to see what IWM does tomorrow to see if it bounces back up and stays above 130 or if it dips back down and goes below 129. I'm sorry, the Fibonacci level is actually 129, not 130. And that was the reason why I sold a cash secured put below 129, because it should have some resistance breaking this support level. So hopefully IWM trades between 129 and 137 for the next few days, making my cash secured puts safe. And looking at the same thing for AMD. So again, we broke above this Fibonacci level, above, let's say, the $55 strike price, $55 value of the, I should say. And we closed above that too. So this should be a support level roughly right now for AMD. So my cash secured put at $52 should be okay. Should be okay. And Space, again, didn't do much, is still trading below this Fibonacci level. So just be careful with your Space trades. It's going to be hard to break out above, let's say, $17. It's going to trade in this level between around, a little less than $11 and up to $17 for a while, unless it can break through. So as always, again, let me know if you have any questions. I know I just threw out a lot of information in this video, but I just wanted to kind of tell you what my thoughts are and why I made these plays and why I made them when I made them. So let me know if you made any plays this week or how they're going. And as always, happy trading.